Hey guys, give the video a like, subscribe to my channel. This is a what if series and I'll be continuing more down the road. So stay tuned and thanks for watching. Hey guys, thank you for subscribing to my channel. It really means a lot to me. So without any more wasting your time, I just want to say, if you want to support this channel, you can become a patron and you get exclusive benefits that I'm not going to go to further detail in. I just want to let you know that you get good benefits and you get a lot of good opportunities to where you can suggest me things. So anyway, thank you for the 100 subscribers. I'm very happy and very grateful, and I look forward to seeing our future together. So let's go beyond. Plus Ultra. Hey guys, welcome to What If Deku Was a Saiyan, Part 2. So in the first part, I want to touch up on some things that I know have you guys scratching your head, like you're like a bit clueless at this point. So I wanted to just touch up on a few things in the first series so you wouldn't have to worry about it as we move along in this series, because I like this series and I'm going to do a lot more in the future. Anyway, so the question goes around is, how did Deku reach Super Saiyan, let alone Super Saiyan 2 at that? And I know I said that he did it in his training, but I forgot to mention how he accessed that kind of level of power. So this is a fix-up and some things I'm changing. So it still has some of the elements of the first story, but this is one of the fix-ups that I wanted to change around. So once Deku finds out that he has this like overwhelming power that's growing inside of him, he starts training with All Might. Let's just skip to the part where he does his training with All Might and everything. And All Might comes up to young Midoriya. He says, "Young Midoriya, I sense there is a good amount of untapped potential lying very dormant inside you. I fear that the 10 months of training won't be able to awaken it. You have to overcome this. And I have a very good training spot for you to do this at." And he says, "Have you ever been in there?" He says, "I've never had the need to go into the hyperbolic time chamber, but I fear that you could be a good accessory to it. Like, I feel like you could grow in such a short amount of time." And Deku was like, "Oh my, can you take me there? Please take me there, because I want to grow strong. I want to be the #1 hero. I just need to get stronger than what I am now." And Deku, he really didn't. He felt the power inside him. He felt like he did. He knew he didn't have a quirk. But when he heard his mother say that he could be a hero, it changed everything. And that's why he wanted to train, to see how strong he can get. How powerful can he get? So when Deku says, "Yes, All Might, can you take me there?" All Might grabs Deku by his shirt and he jumps up, like he powers up All For One in his legs. He buffs up into his buff form and jumps up. And now we're on the lookout. And this lookout is very different from the one that you see in Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball Z. It doesn't have no Kami, no Popo, or nothing like that. It's just a very organized lookout that they designed for All Might and to help him train in such a short amount of time so he could further his abilities. I mean, he only used it, like, he said he didn't use it, but in reference, he only ever used it once and didn't need to use it again. But they always kept it there just in case he ever needed to use it again, and they were just operating, make sure everything was functional. And they also let other people, not necessarily other people, but they also let people train in there for such a short amount of time. And only All Might, let's say All Might, Bakugo, Deku, and a few other people. I'm not going to give out the names. You're going to learn about them in the series. But a few other people were able to train in this room of spirit and time. So as All Might jumps up, one of the officials greets them as they land, and Deku says, "I could have died. Why didn't you tell me you were going to do that?" And he says, my bad, young Midoriya. And that's one thing you got to get over with is your fear. And he says, fear? You didn't even let me know you were going to do that. So as they approach the lookout, one of the officials say, All Might, it's been so long. This is a middle-aged woman. She said, it's been so long. I haven't seen you here in a while. He says, yeah, I know. I didn't feel the need to come here anymore. And Deku says, I thought you said you were taking me to the hyperbolic time chamber, All Might. Well, he says, well, Izuku, young Midoriya, this is the hyperbolic time. Well, it's not necessarily the hyperbolic time chamber. The hyperbolic time chamber is in that building right there. And they say, well, you're going to be training there for 1 hour. In 1 hour's time, no, not 1 hour. He told Izuku that you were going to be training in the room of spirit and time for 4 hours. And it's different from out here. See, in real day's time, 4 hours in the hyperbolic time chamber is equivalent to 60 days, 20 hours, and 56 minutes. That will give you more than enough time to improve your skills, tone out your body, and not transform, I'm only gonna say transform, and further your power to new heights. I want to see just how much you can improve in 60 days time, Izuku Midoriya. So, as they walk, the officials, they show Deku the room of spirit and time, and they tell him that there's plenty of food in there. It's plenty of stuff to keep him high. It's plenty of water and stuff. So Deku says, I will just be in here for 4 hours. And All Might says, yes, 4 hours time. And I'll be right outside waiting for you when you get finished. I won't go anywhere until your training is complete in this hyperbolic time chamber. So good luck, young Midoriya. And as the door closes, Izuku, he didn't waste any time. So as he walks, he looks around and says, well, this is very interesting. So as Izuku, he walks out of the hyperbolic time chamber. He walks into the hyperbolic time chamber room, and he just fell to his knees. The gravity was heavy. The air was it fluctuated. Like sometimes it would be scorching hot, or sometimes it would be freezing cold, and Izuku had to constantly adapt to these changing temperatures. But it didn't faze him because he wanted to get stronger. So at the 5-month mark, he wanted to build his strength. No, not Izuku. All Might had suggested to Izuku so that he could further his training heaviness of the gravity. He started training hard too. And this was more like the 5-month mark. Izuku, he's a martial artist. He knows all the skills and mastered a good percentage of martial arts, in such a short amount of time. And that's why All Might started absorbing his skills for learning things so quickly. So as All Might suggested this to Izuku in the 5-month mark. So young Izuku, he already knew, Deku, he already knew his martial arts training, his speed training, combat training, and everything else that he had to deal with in the everyday basis. But he still knew he needed more to improve. Like Izuku wanted to improve more on his skills as a fighter. And he said it's levels that he wanted to reach. It's more levels out there that I can reach, that I know I can reach. So what Izuku does is he starts doing lots of sit-ups, lots of push-ups, lots of punches, kicks, lots of ki training and all that kind of stuff. They was teaching him about the elements of ki and how to implement it into fighting abilities. He even threw a light greenish blue ki blast attack that he did it at super power, and he hit it. What he did was he blasted the attack and he teleported himself in front of the attack and tried to block it, and the attack overwhelmed him. He was training in specific ways, much similar to how Goku would train. Izuku was already strong. But it was 12 days in like 12 days in, and Izuku was already like strong enough level, but he was getting frustrated. He was getting so angry. Like, is this the best that he could do? Like, is this all that he could offer? Izuku wanted, like, he wanted to get stronger. He wanted to tap into more power. Is this all his Saiyan abilities could offer? All he knows is his mother told him he was a Saiyan, and he had a tail before it got cut off. But is this all Izuku could manage? Is this all Izuku? Is this the only level I can achieve? And Izuku he was getting angrier and angrier and angrier. He just hit the ground over and over and over until he just yelled out in a big raging scream and transformed into a Super Saiyan. Of course, Izuku didn't know what kind of power this was or what he just did. All he knows is that he was overflowing with power. And he says, whoa, what did I just do? How did I do this? And he says, and then he started thinking to himself, because Izuku's not one of those dumb kids. He said, all I know is I just got frustrated and angry and it just came out. Is this the power when Saiyans get angry? They just awaken this power? Oh my, this is so awesome. So as Izuku was training, he trained and trained and trained and trained and trained, and further mastering his Super Saiyan power. Throwing out Ki Blast, his attack, he even gave it a name called Detroit Blast. And it was a lightish green attack, and he sent it out, and it was so much stronger than his regular blast in his base form. So when the blast hit Izuku, he felt damage, and he felt a lot of Izuku was bruises on his arms, and he was trying to find out new skills that he could adapt to. This is incredible. New blast attacks, new energy-based attacks, and all that kind of stuff. Izuku was well-rounded, mastering his Super Saiyan form, but he thought to himself, is this the only level? Is this the only level that a Saiyan could achieve? And he said, no, it's not, because I feel that there's more. I feel that I can achieve more. And Izuku trained and trained and trained again until he just unlocked his newly untapped potential. In the efforts and the fruits of his training, he unlocked Super Saiyan 2. A Super Saiyan 2 Izuku, as he's seen the shock, as he's seen the power just implementing him. And in this form, Izuku's hair is more basically a lightish green. It's not black, it's just like a lightish green, like a teal, or like a tealish lightish green. And his aura was like a greenish yellow with green shocks just radiating all through his body, as you've seen in the anime. Somewhat similar to this. This was Izuku's Super Saiyan 2 level. In Super Saiyan 1, his bangs would hang down and some of his hair would stand up. But in Super Saiyan 2, you see the green shocks were just all over his body, and his aura was just a lightish green. And his hair was somewhat similar to the green tint that you see here. So, as Izuku just says, whoa, I have to show my mother this because I don't even know what to call this. This is incredible. This strength. I haven't felt anything like this before. And as Izuku got back to his training, he was happy with how much effort and how much he had to push himself to achieve new levels. So as Izuku was furthering his training, it came to an end. So all 60 days, 20 hours, and 56 minutes were up. And in that brief moment, Izuku exited the hyperbolic time chamber, and there was All Might. And All Might sensed that Izuku had grown stronger than he ever was before. And he wanted to show All Might all the training that he achieved. So when Izuku powered up, you seen like the red aura, his veins going through his body. You seen the green tint, you seen the green swirl of energy just shoot up in the air, and you hear Izuku just roar out with a scream and transform into a Super Saiyan. And then he said, I can go further, I can go further. And when he transformed into Super Saiyan 2, this is sort of what it looked like. This is what Super Saiyan 2 Izuku looked like. So when he transformed into a Super Saiyan 2, All Might was amazed at Izuku. He's like, wow, so it was right. I was right. This kid has some fairly untapped, very good potential. In just 60 days, he was able to achieve this much power. He just might even be stronger than One for All itself. All Might smiled and says, well, this future is in very good hands. And that's mostly what I wanted to elaborate on. Yeah, I'm changing stuff around, but I wanted to like further add this part in so you can like understand how Izuku, because like the first part, it didn't really make sense to me, so I wanted to implement this part in there to just give you guys insight on how Izuku was able to obtain Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2. So, as that's all happening, we're going to fast forward now. We're at the UA entrance exam. Izuku's pumped, he's happy, he's excited for this and everything, and he sees Bakugo walking up. You know, they gave a brief message saying, I got your message, loser, and I will master this power. And I will be stronger than you and everybody else that gets in my way. So move before I set you on fire. And Izuku just kindly steps out of the way and says, Bakugo, I hope you do, because I got a surprise for you. Like Izuku, like he says, I have not slacked off in my training, so it will be interesting to see what you can do, Kachan. And just Bakugo just keeps walking. As Ochaku comes up to Deku, she introduces herself and says, I'm Ochaku. I just like your overall character. I hope to see you more. Do your best in the entrance exam. And she gives Deku a thumbs up, and Deku's just, who is that? Like he's just clueless. So as the entrance exam starts, President Mike says, okay, these are all the robots that you have to get, and this is the robot that you need to stay away from. And all of them sees that going on, they're listening, and Deku's just like talking, like he's muttering out loud. And as President Mike, he says, okay, well, that's it. So are you ready? As Tenya Ida stands up, he says, excuse me, sir, why do we have to stand away from the zero-pointer robot? Why is that's like exemplary? Deku just looks at Tenya Ida those kind of stuff to us students. And then he points back at Deku bravado, and says, hey, I bet you have if a lot of power. If you're not going to take this serious, I hope you rack up a lot of points. And if you don't, well, that would be very disappointing, big shot. And Tenya Ida just looks at Deku with a menacing look and just sits back down. As Deku just looks back at President Mike. And President Mike says, well, is everybody ready? And so Deku puts on his, or like a black long sleeve, well, like a greenish black long sleeve shirt. Like a midnight green long sleeve shirt. And some green shorts along with his red, you know, his shoes, whatever you call those, his red shoes. And he has some like green wristbands on his wrists, and trying to further design his outfit. That was it. That's all he had. Because it was a short sleeve short, somewhat similar, not like this, but he had the wristbands right here. They were green. His short sleeve shirt was like a midnight black. And he had his green shorts along with his red shoes. So as the entrance exam was getting ready to start, all the kids were gathering. They were excited. Deku was excited as he was dancing. He was happy. He was pumped up. And you see Bakugo, he says to Deku, I bet you can't get more robots than me. And Deku says, oh, you're on. And as the UA entrance exam starts, you see every last student, you see all of them sprinting off. Every last one of them are like bashing up robots, breaking up robots, sneaking attack robots, using echolocation, using sound, using speed, using strength and power, as Deku and Bakugo are displaying. That every last one of these students are using impressive tactics to further their points. As Deku and Bakugo, they're neck and neck. They're just knocking robots back and forth, back and forth. Deku's sending out key blasts, and Bakugo is just yelling out Detroit Smash, followed by a huge shock, like a huge blast attack, like with all for one for one. And Bakugo's explosion quirk, it send out a big blast-like explosion. And Bakugo says, Detroit Shockwave. And at this point, while there were still 5 months left, and Bakugo was toning and buffing up his body to further access more of One For All. So at this level, Bakugo was only able to manage at least like 15%. They're just racking up points, just along with everybody. Even Ochaku, she's doing the best she can to rack up points. But all of a sudden, the 0-pointer robot, it just arrives, and it's huge, and Ochaku sees a rocket. It just falls on her leg, and she can't move, let alone like use her power. She can't even focus right now. Her mind is so confused. And you see all the students there running away from the 0-pointer robot, like they're just haul ass and they're running away. And you see Tenya Ida, he just looks at Deku and Bakugo as they're just sitting there, they're just standing there looking at the 0-pointer robot. And he just runs past both of them without giving it any second thought. So Deku, he sees this. Even Bakugo sees this, and Deku says, and they don't say anything because they're just thinking, what should we do? What should we do? And you see both Deku and Bakugo, they jump up, they leap with such speed and ferocity. As Deku, he grabbed Bakugo and he said, you saved the girl, and threw him down to Ochaku, and Bakugo went along with it. But he said, how dare you shine me up, you loser. Fine. And he blasted himself down there to Ochaku and grabbed her and threw her from under the rock into Tenya Ida. As Tenya Ida grabbed her, and Deku punched the 0-pointer robot, and it flew so far back to the point it exploded. Now it not exploded, as he followed up with a counterattack, yelling Detroit blast, and sending out a big energy blast, destroying the robot. And Bakugo had his eyes wide open. Even Ochaku had her eyes wide open. All the students were shocked. How did Deku do this? And that's where we're going to end part 2 to What If Deku Was a Saiyan. Now this is more like a 1.5 to part 2. So that's morally it to the story. I just wanted to fix up on a few things that I left out on the series. So it's just some things I just wanted to fix up for you guys into this series. I'm still continuing. I have to further evolve. And some things I might mispronounce. Keep in mind, I'm new. That's quite old for a guy who has 100 subscribers on YouTube. I gotta thank you all for that. I'm very, very appreciative for all that you're doing to support me, because these videos would not be possible without you guys' support. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a further step on what if Deku was a Saiyan and how his skills further improved. Anyway, that's it for the video. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, comment, share to your friends, further evolve the Black All Might family. And you guys have a nice day. Good night.